Yo, what's up? It's Il Barber, and today we're at the Palace Barbershop in Troy, New York, and we're about to find out how Marvy Marv became a viral sensation. Let's go.
My intention at heart is to continue to inspire the world to do whatever it is that makes them feel alive, and to help provide people with tools to do whatever that is. So if you want to be the best barber in the world, I hope that coming to my page will teach you how a technique or something to teach you how to cut. Or if you want to be a speaker, I hope coming to my page will inspire you to go and speak or educate or host or whatever the case may be. So at the core, my intention is to empower the world and leave people better off than they were before they met me. So it's like when we come in contact, I want you to leave with something that you didn't have before you met me. So that's what I plan to do, whether I'm on the internet, whether I'm in real life, whatever I'm doing, like that's the goal. I want to do that on a bigger scale.
So let's just start from the beginning. So, like, how you started cutting hair, like, so how old were you? What got you started cutting hair? Where you started cutting hair? Pretty much everything that led up to like barber school and working up to going to your first shop.
Okay, so pretty much it started. I was at a point in my life. I went to college. I tried to take the college route. And I found I was in college pretty much for no reason. I was taking basic classes. There was nothing really that interests me on the level of wanting to continue my education there. I was going to college to play basketball. That was my first love, was playing basketball. So I played ball. It was actually right down the street at one of the community colleges. But then it got to the point where it's just like, what am I doing? You know what I mean? Like, this ain't ultimately going to put money in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about none of these classes. So I'm pretty much going to school for no reason. So I stopped going to school. I just picked up a job and I was working, making good money. But then it just felt like I was a robot. You know what I'm saying? I was working in a warehouse doing a forklift, order selecting. And I just didn't really enjoy it that much because it was just too redundant, not enough. Like, I'm expressive, bro. Like, I'm an artist, So I found my art in building the perfect palette and stuff. But then after that just became redundant, I didn't feel fulfilled. So regardless if I was making good money or not, I just wasn't fulfilled with it. So I figured I got to start doing something. I just didn't know what I wanted to do, So I ended up quitting that job. I started delivering pizzas, and I was just trying to find out what it was I wanted to do. And I was in the pizza shop one day, and I seen a good friend of mine come walking in that I hadn't seen in a while. And, so I see him, I'm like, man, what's going on, bro? How you been? Everything's good. I'm in school. I'm like, oh, word, what you taking? He's like, I'm in barber school, And I started laughing. I'm like, barber school? Like, I didn't even know those existed. And he's like, yeah, man, it's dope. I'm having a good time. And I'm thinking like, hey, maybe I'd enjoy that. I'm artistic by nature. I love creating and molding something, making it look better than it initially started, how it started out. So I'm like, maybe I would enjoy that, but I don't know if I can go because I owe student loans and all this shit. I don't know if I'm gonna get in. And he's just like, well, you're not gonna know until you try. Just go over, see what happens. So I'm like, you're right. So I ended up going over to the school. I applied, I got in, and then I started barber school, man. And going there, I just loved it right away. Just the idea of, just the edge up was like my thing, like making an edge up sharp. Like my fade game was mad weak, but even from jump, like my edge ups were always okay, So I just fell in love with it. So in barber school, the whole idea was, let's learn what I gotta learn, get good, go get out, work in the shop for 2 years, and then ultimately open my own. And it didn't happen that way at all. I actually got out of school, worked in a shop for 6 months with somebody, and then we had an opportunity. He said, do you want to expand? I'm thinking about expanding down in Rensselaer. It's about 10 minutes from here. And he's like, you want to go in partners and open up? So I'm like, I'm not really ready for all that to be an owner, but that's the goal, right? So we opened up, we partnered up, and ever since then it just You know, we worked together for 6 years or so. We ran a really good business, and fast forward, we're here, and you know, this is the shop I have now. Barbers, if you're trying to do some great things in life, then you need to start accepting the fact that you are going to be hated on, man. Stop taking everything so damn personal. People are going to make comments, man. Oh, word? You been cutting for like a year and now you gonna open your own barbershop? That ain't gonna work, bro. Also, you went to a couple barber expos and now you think you gonna throw your own? Ain't nobody going to that, man. How long you been cutting, bro? Oh, you an educator now. Let people say whatever the hell it is they want to say, man. If you look at all the people that have been successful in life, what you'll notice that they all have in common is that they have a whole army of people hating on them. People hate for a couple reasons. Either A, they're mad that they see you doing the things that they ain't have the courage to do, so they try to bring you down. Or B, they see you trying to level up and they're scared to lose you. Jesus Christ was hated on, man. What makes you think that you ain't gonna be? The first show I ever went to, the only show I knew about, was the Connecticut Barber Expo. And we found out about that through the school I was with. So I didn't even know that type of stuff existed when I was in, you know, prior to barber school and all that, and going to shops. I didn't know there was like hair shows and stuff. I had no idea. And so I found out about the Connecticut Barber Expo. So I'm like, all right, let me see what this is about. And this was, you know, back, what, probably 6 years ago now? 6 years ago. And so I went to the Connecticut Barber Expo, and then that's when I went to that shit, it was like, oh, snap. Like, wow. Like, there's people selling shirts and their products and clippers. There's on the stage, like, competing, and, you know, there's barbers up there dressed up looking like they're important, and I'm like, wow, like, it's a lot bigger than I thought it was, you know? So that was the first show I went to, and, you know, I seen the competitions, and I thought I'd be interested in that, but more so than anything, after going for a few, got to the point where it was like, yo, I want to do something like that. Like, I want to do my own event, you know? So I ended up, that was more of like what I wanted to do. I wasn't really too interested in competing. I did it, I enjoyed it because I'm competitive at heart. Like, I like competing, but I don't know. To me, I just feel like winning a barber battle is cool, but I wanted to be the one, like, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to be the one that did it. So, you know, I went to Connecticut, I think it was, what, 3 years ago now. Went there with a whole new mindset. Started just talking to people, like a lot more, shaking hands, trying to dig into the minds of people. And then I left saying, you know, I'm gonna do this shit myself. I'm gonna do an event like this. So I reached out to Jay Majors, and he showed mad love, man, right away. He just was like, yeah, you know, if that's something you want to do, I can help you out. You know, obviously you charge the fee. I'm like, whatever, I gotta figure this out somehow. It's gonna cost me some money, whatever. So we ended up bringing him on board. He taught me a lot about, you know, the show, things to do, things not to do. We ended up organizing 2 New York State Barber Expos at the Albany, the convention center over in Albany.
So you put that one together?
Yeah, the New York State Barber Expo.
Okay.
Yeah. So we did that. Everything went well. People loved it, and you know, that's what like inspired me to do. I've always been about bigger stuff, bro. So when it comes to competing and stuff, I've done it, and it was fun. The adrenaline rush was good. Being up on the stage, a little shaky and stuff was fun. But it's just, to me, when I looked at what everybody was doing, and I'm looking and saying, okay, he won that barber battle, but what did that really do for him? Or, you know, he won 2 of them. I don't even remember the dude's name. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, that didn't do enough. And maybe that's just because they didn't properly market the fact that they won a barber battle and use it to their advantage, but it just didn't really intrigue me to do a barber battle. I want to be the one doing the barber battles and stuff.
Barbers! You say you about that business?
Yeah.
But you cutting behind your chair?
Yeah.
And you not here?
Barbers! What you got to say, Nor?
Barbers. Barbers! Yeah! Barbers. Barbers.
You got one for me?
Barbers.
Barber.
Yeah.
What up? Get it.
Barbers!
Yeah, you gotta sit out.
Barbers! Let's do it! Barbers! Barbers!
Yeah. Where's your barber?
Barber.
Barbers! Barbers! What's wrong with you? Stop this barber hate. You already know. When they are exclusivo and it's Marvy Marv, Barbers. Stop that shit.
No, let's see the team effort of it, though. Let's see the team effort.
I'm at Super Cincinnati. Barbers, we out here, baby. Hey, come on, you gotta do it, Nico. Barbers. Yes.
So I've been, like I mentioned to you earlier, I've always wanted to inspire people, and I used to actually do music back in the day. Okay. And my name was Marvelous. That's what I call myself. I got it. You know. Okay. So I used to do shows. I had to drop mixtapes. I did music videos and stuff like that. And the goal was always to like inspire people, right? So I did music. That was my passion. I lost passion for it, but people had come to know me as Marv. So that's what people called me. So now with barbering being my obsession, I said, okay, I gotta rebrand myself, you know what I'm saying, and let the world know I'm not a not even just the world, more my local community, because everybody knew me as Marv the rapper, so I need to be known as Marv the barber now, so I had to rebrand it. So when it came, you know, specifically to Instagram, my name was Too Marvelous for Words was my name on Instagram. And I just, you know, I thought, okay, people call me Marv. People see me like, what up, Marv? What's good, Marvy Marv? How you doing? So I'm like, what could I change it to? So then, you know, I thought about it and I ended up coming up with It's Marvy Marv. So then I changed it to It's Marvy Marv. On Facebook, I was doing a lot of motivational like videos. So on Instagram, I'm just mainly promoting haircuts. On Facebook, I'm doing motivational videos. I wanted to do them on Instagram, but Instagram only gave you a minute to do it. Yeah. And at this time, I was doing 4 or 5 minute rants. You know, they weren't like the cut and chop like I do now. They were just me ranting about a bunch of vague stuff, like you got to stretch your comfort zone, you know, go after things. Just all the motivational stuff I still do, but it was vaguer in longer videos on Facebook. So there was a day specifically I remember being in the bathroom in my house, and I was like, all right, these are getting good feedback on Facebook. People are liking them. I gotta start doing them on Instagram. But the thing about my Instagram is pretty much all barbering. It was like, so, you know, should I do it and talk to barbers, or should I, you know, keep it vague like I'm doing on Facebook? You know, and my mind wanted me to just keep it vague, right? Because I'm like, all right, if I keep it vague, then I can touch everybody. It ain't gonna be just barber specific. I want to talk to everybody. That's what my mind was telling me, but my heart was saying, Marv, you gotta just talk to barbers, bro. Like, niche it down, talk to people like you. That's who you should talk to. So I went and battled that back and forth and just ultimately decided, all right, I'm gonna just do videos and I'm gonna talk to barbers. That's what I'm gonna do. So I decided to do one. I think the first one I did was talking about how barbering is a feel-good experience. You can probably scroll way down my page and see it. So I'm sitting in the car and I'm just basically saying, you know, barber's a feel-good experience. It's all about how the client feels. Like, you got to make them feel good more than you make them feel bad. You know, being on time for your appointment makes them feel good. Having a conversation makes them feel good. Not rushing them out the chair makes them feel good. Whereas being late for your appointment makes them feel bad. You know, what bitching, moaning, and complaining the whole time makes them feel bad. You know, rushing through them makes them feel bad. So it's all about making them feel good more than you make them feel bad. And that's how you retain clients. You know, and I put it out, and it got really good feedback. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like, all right, bad. So this worked. Then I did one talking about like the photoshopping and the painting and all that. Basically saying it's, you know, it's not ruining the game. It's just a new lane in the game. Is what I said at the time. And that one went like semi-viral within the Instagram community. So it's like, all right, cool. Like, it's getting a lot of love. These are cool. And I think I dropped that one like right before I went to BarberCon. Then I got to BarberCon, and I you know, a couple people started coming up to me saying, yo, the videos were dope. Some of the influencers, like, I think, you know, Andy Authentic. You know Andy Authentic? Yeah. So he came up to me. He's like, Marv, keep doing it, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, at the time, this is around the first time I started meeting him. So Andy's like, I've been following Andy for years. So when he told me that, I was like, all right, man, I got to keep going with these videos, you know? So then I just kept pumping them out, and people just kept giving me feedback saying they really helped them. You know, they're inspiring. They find, you know, I'm giving practical advice. Then I started being known as the guy at all the places I would go to, events. They would say, you know, hey, you the dude that's always yelling in the car, always ranting and raving in the car. So I'm like, yeah, that's me. Then I didn't even realize I was saying, you know, barbers. I didn't realize that shit at all. I was just doing it to start the videos, like, yo, barbers. And then I would preach. And then I started being referred to as the guy that always yelling in the car, the barbers guy. You didn't do barbers, that's you, right? Barbers, you know? So then I'm like, all right, bet, that's what they're catching. I gotta focus on that. So it went from me just saying, you know, barbers, which you can look back to, and it's just mad barbers. it turned into barbers. You know, I put more emphasis on it because if it's sticking initially, if I just emphasize it more, it's gonna stick more. So, you know, then just, you know, fast forward, here we are today. It's like, it's crazy how they even have it. It still blows my mind that I could just do these videos and just speak on from my gut and my heart and say how I really feel, and it just fires the hell out of people, you know. It's helped open up so many doors, bro.
Yeah.
Like, just, I don't know, I just try to give value, you know.
Yeah.
Barbers, it's Marvy Marv. I just want to say thank you to my guys, the Inglorious Barbers, for coming out to the Palace, baby. Troy, New York, and showing love. Man, keep it inglorious, baby.